Could the future of the Seattle Seahawks be changing forever? There's a massive piece of news circulating about a potential blockbuster trade that has the entire NFL world buzzing, and it involves bringing a young, high-potential quarterback into the fold. Our front office has been linked to a move that could shift our entire long-term plan under center. I've got all the details on this situation and why it could be a total game changer for our franchise. Make sure you stay tuned for the full breakdown. Before we dive in, we are fighting hard to hit 1,000 subscribers, and your support is everything to us. If you bleed blue and green, hit that subscribe button right now and help us grow this community to the next level. The focus of this discussion is the potential arrival of Minnesota Vikings quarterback J.J. McCarthy in Seattle, a narrative ignited by Fox Sports radio host Colin Cowherd. Cowherd has publicly suggested that the Seahawks should aggressively pursue a trade for the young quarterback, citing the Vikings' current stability with Sam Darnold. With Darnold performing well at 28 years old, Minnesota may look to capitalize on his value while lacking sufficient draft capital to build a contending roster. This creates a unique window where they might entertain offers for J.J. McCarthy. Cowherd's proposal involves Seattle parting with a second, a fourth, and potentially a fifth-round pick to secure a player he views as a legitimate franchise cornerstone. For Seattle, this move would effectively address the long-term successor role at the quarterback position. The prospect is generating significant interest because it aligns with a growing sentiment that the team must look beyond the immediate future. While we appreciate the service provided by the veteran presence currently under center, acknowledging that he was brought in as a bridge solution remains the logical path. The idea is that Seattle could bring J.J. McCarthy in to develop behind a seasoned veteran for at least 1 year. This strategy of sitting a prospect behind a starter before handing them the keys has proven to be the most successful formula in the history of the National Football League. By bringing in J.J. McCarthy, the organization would be setting the wheels in motion for the next era, ensuring that a talented, mobile, and accurate player is ready to step up whenever the time is right. For the dedicated fan base, this is a moment to rally, so go Hawks, and let us keep the momentum going as we evaluate this potential franchise-altering shift. This trade scenario matters significantly because it offers a rare opportunity to acquire a high-ceiling prospect without sacrificing a first-round selection. In the 2026 draft class, my projections suggest there are only 2 quarterbacks, Cam Ward and Shader Sanders, who truly carry first-round grades. Once those 2 are off the board, the value drops significantly. By opting to trade draft capital for J.J. McCarthy instead of using a premium pick on a lower-graded rookie, Seattle could address their quarterback future while maintaining the flexibility to strengthen the roster elsewhere. Furthermore, the familiarity factor is massive here. John Schneider has been a vocal admirer of the young quarterback's skill set since the pre-draft process last year, specifically noting his potential during their meetings. Additionally, head coach Mike Macdonald has a deep, first-hand understanding of his capabilities from their time together at the University of Michigan. Macdonald saw him in practice every single day, which provides an internal, verified assessment that transcends typical scouting reports. If they can execute this trade for the price suggested, it would be a low-risk, high-reward move for a team currently navigating salary cap complexities. We know that expensive veteran contracts eventually become unsustainable, and securing a player on a cheap rookie deal provides essential financial flexibility. This is not the same as the desperate situation where San Francisco mortgaged their future for Trey Lance. This is a calculated acquisition of a proven winner who played in a pro-style system under Jim Harbaugh. It keeps the current room competitive while preparing for the inevitable transition, giving the organization a clear strategic path forward that balances short-term stability with the necessary long-term vision to remain competitive in the league year after year. The debate around J.J. McCarthy's collegiate performance often centers on the fact that he was not asked to put up astronomical passing numbers. Critics point to his volume, but this ignores the reality of the system he operated within at Michigan. He played on a team that possessed the most dominant run game in all of college football. He was never asked to drop back 40 or 50 times a game because he didn't have to. He simply executed the game plan, managed the offense efficiently, and won. If anyone remains skeptical of his ability to lead an offense, they only need to look at the state of Michigan football this past season. The immediate drop-off in quarterback play following his departure serves as the ultimate testament to how much he brought to that program. He demonstrated extreme accuracy, mobility, and the poise required of a leader, culminating in a national championship victory. These are the traits that scouts look for, not just inflated stats in a pass-heavy offense. For Seattle, he represents a player who has already been vetted at the highest levels of collegiate competition and has shown the ability to handle the pressure of winning on the biggest stages. Bringing him into the building means securing someone who has already been coached in a professional-style environment. and has the mental makeup to handle the jump to the next level. This is why the potential acquisition is so compelling. It is not about finding a savior for tomorrow, but about acquiring the right talent at the right time. The organization has a chance to secure a player who is fundamentally ready to adapt, provided he receives the proper guidance and time to acclimate to the speed and complexity of the professional game. When looking at the numbers from his 3 seasons as a starter for the Michigan Wolverines, the progression is clear. In 2022, he logged 22 touchdowns against just 5 interceptions with a completion percentage of nearly 65%. By 2023, that completion percentage climbed to an impressive 72.3%, with 22 touchdowns and only 4 interceptions, totaling nearly 3,000 yards. These are the efficiency metrics of a player who values the football and understands how to move the chains. The knock on his draft cycle was never about lack of skill, but rather the perception of his workload. However, those who watched him daily know that his impact was far greater than what the box scores indicated. Now he represents a young player entering his prime, ready to take the next step. Having been sidelined by a meniscus injury for a year, his next season will effectively serve as his true rookie campaign in terms of taking actual live repetitions. This timing works perfectly for a team looking to transition. By securing him now, the Seahawks gain a player with a fresh start, untainted by the struggles of a losing franchise and ready to absorb the culture that Mike McDonald and John Schneider are cultivating. He is mobile enough to escape the pocket when the play breaks down, a necessity in the modern game, and his accuracy ensures that he can hit windows that other prospects might miss. The combination of his technical development at the collegiate level and the specific interest shown by the current leadership in Seattle makes this a logical union. If the cost remains in the range of mid to late round picks, the potential return on investment far outweighs the risk of the unknown found in the middle of the draft. As we look toward the future, the question of how to handle the veteran quarterback position remains the top priority. The reality is that the current arrangement was always intended to be a temporary bridge. No matter how much we value the leadership provided over the last few seasons, the math of the league dictates that a long-term solution must be identified. If the choice is between overpaying for a veteran extension or investing in a younger, high-upside player like J.J. McCarthy, the latter offers a clearer path to sustainable success. This is not about immediate displacement, but about long-term positioning. Having a contingency plan already in the building allows the staff to be proactive rather than reactive. If the veteran struggles, sustains an injury, or simply reaches the end of his effective career, the organization will not be left scrambling. They will have a player who has spent his time learning the playbook, adjusting to the professional speed, and building chemistry with the coaching staff. This is exactly how the most successful organizations maintain a high floor while chasing a championship ceiling. The supporters of this move understand that it is about securing the most important position on the field through a controlled, logical transition. It is the hallmark of a team that looks 3 steps ahead. By discussing these trade ideas, we are really discussing the philosophy of how to build a roster that stays relevant in a competitive division. Whether the front office decides to pull the trigger or stick to the current path, the conversation itself highlights a clear mandate. The time is coming for the next chapter of the team. We will continue to track these developments as the offseason ramps up and the final decisions regarding the roster are made.